what's going on. You guys have found out that you're looking for a Fey demon in target number 4 and Def Mata -1, and it's somewhere in North America. You guys took the big boat down to New Orleans, and you're going to get in the big boats and little boats and go up the river. But the first thing you need to do is you're going to talk with George Berkeley. Now, George Berkeley, this is before he actually becomes the Bishop Berkeley, and he needs to be convinced that you guys are not pulling his leg. So George, he basically is, one day he's going to propose a theory. It's called immaterialism, that familiar objects like tables and chairs are only ideas in the minds of perceivers. Emotions, belief, and desires are all illusions. It's pure sophistry. So we're going to go around the table, and you guys are each going to get a chance to prove him wrong. Now, you can prove him wrong with any of your abilities. Did the handouts still appear in your guys' games or not? Do I need to share them again?
Are the handouts, are those a tab?
I'm going to go ahead and just share them now anyway and make sure that you can see them.
Oh, those guys. Okay.
And those are nice. So you can actually use command action, persuasion, occult reasoning, investigation, secrecy. You probably should use the one that you're best able to use to try to convince him that his philosophy would not include demons, so therefore it's not real. When you do this as well, if you raise the degree of difficulty by 1 and apply a swaggering, you can lock that swaggering. You can either gain that swaggering or lock that swaggering as glorious. So I'm going to start with Rusty. Rusty, do you know what we're doing? You follow?
I am. So let's see. I'm a pragmatist, and I need to come up with a skill to convince him that he's delusional or that what he just said was incorrect.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to use my steady nerves to be very patient and explain in the greater sense of things. The reality really is reality.
And reality is reality. And what do you, are you going to use persuasion with that? Or are you going to use investigation and show them by logic? How are you going to, what skill are you going to
My steely nerves to stay calm, explaining to the idiot. So.
That is the swagger that you are going to try to lock as glorious. But which task on the master skill list are you going to?
On the task. Let's see here. Let's see. I am a pragmatist, so I'm looking for a. Let's see. So I would try and do it with a difficult investigation.
That would probably be best. So why don't we use some proof and logic with him, where you show him certain things. Go ahead.
Okay, let's see here. Dice rolls.
And what? How many make rolls do you have?
I have not rolled make rolls, or is this carry over from last time? I have 5 remaining from the last time.
5 remaining make rolls, so that's going to be a roll of a 10. Do you want to use one of those make rolls to lock your swaggering as glorious?
And if I don't and I miss it, I lose it, right?
That is correct.
Then I'll use a make roll.
Okay. And I go over to, I'm missing Conrad, or do I have him in the game yet?
Don't see Conrad yet.
I don't see Conrad in the chat. He's probably going to be out today. I go over to Laura. Laura, you may apply a swaggering and pick a masterclass skill that you're going to talk to George about.
Okay, I am Lawman. I was just pulling up that chart. Swagger marksman. Does that make...
Persuasion is your most easy roll. Everything else is,
No, yeah. Everything else is tasking, or the one that's nearly impossible. So persuasion. I guess I would want to do persuasion. Are they linked to swagger?
No, you're going to pick a swagger that you want to gain, or pick a swagger that you want to lock as glorious.
Okay. Why don't I try for diplomatic?
Okay, diplomatic, and you're going to use persuasion to try to pick up diplomatic. How many make rolls do you have?
I have
7, right?
I think it's 6, actually. Let me...
6.
6.
You need a 10.
I didn't choose 2 last time. So 10 on 2 dice. Not even close.
Wow. Whew.
That is a terrible roll.
I should make you roll hysteria. Mike.
I'm a pragmatist. As tempting as it would be to say I use expectorate and spit in his face with contempt.
That would work.
I paused for laughter and I didn't get any.
I didn't think that was funny.
I
thought you were serious about that.
No, because there was an if, as tempting as it would be to expectorate and spit in his face. I think I'm going to try to use investigation, which is difficult. And I think I'm going to try and use Swagger O, understands desire, to commiserate with him and try and gently lead him around. I have no make rolls as difficult as a 5. I do not have the... I'm sorry, does this have to be a swaggering I already have to lock his glorious? So,
you can get one, or you can lock one as glorious.
And I just need a difficult, which is a 5, and I will understand his desire. Hey, no wasted method.
Tasha.
No, he didn't skip over his
Pick a swaggering, or pick one that you have to lock as glorious.
I'm, as it says, convincing him that thought is much more than while thoughts are great, sometimes there is a reality. I'm going to go with the pure of thought, so I can and show him that even the purest thought can not fight a demon.
Now that is a well reasoned and well presented of the system. Thank you, Tasha. How many make rolls do you have left?
I have 5, so I'm going to use one to take myself down to 4 to make those other rolls easier to make.
That's fine. You grab your make roll this time, and you're going to pick up that swaggering as well. And I go over to Greg Morrison.
I don't have a list of the swaggering techniques. Is that something
did you get a set of the rules?
I think you did email them to me. I'm on the wrong computer though, so I can try to take that. I literally walked in the door when Skype started ringing. So
what tack did you pick for your character?
I am a pragmatist, so I was going to go with investigation.
Okay, so how many make rolls do you have?
Hold on.
Desire and nothing else.
Once again, for me, Greg, please. How many make rolls?
I have 6 make rolls.
6 rolls. Your roll is 2 dice for a 10, and you can pick up E. What is E? Pragmatist, people. My pragmatists.
Chiasmic actions.
You're going to pick up chiasmic action. You're going to pick up a vase and hit him in the head with it.
Yeesh.
And ask him how real that is, Greg.
Okay.
Now, do you want to make that with a make roll, or do you want to pick that and you miss? And I go over to Tony.
Well, I think I'm going to try to persuade him, and I'm going to do that with a KO punch to show him, hey, is this real? And just take a swing at him.
And how many make rolls are you at?
I'm at 4, so this is a 12 for me because everything is tasking.
Go ahead and roll it then.
And I failed.
And you failed. And we've come over to me, and I will just basically skip because we got way too many players for me to be worrying about in the game. But he will come with us, and he will count as a soak-off wound if we need it. So that's not bad. And the next step of this, before you can go up the river, because George is with you, I'll make a note of that. There are 5 people. Let's see. Your patron has already paid for 2. And if anyone has a purse of coins, they can add a 3rd or a 4th or a 5th. There's a French scout, a Spanish cook, a Scottish lakeman, a defrocked Calvinist priest, a half-breed Indian orphan. 2 of them. Our party leader, Tasha, you may pick the first one of those 5 that you want to bring with you. You can bring none of them if you're worried about them, going nuts around the Fae. You could bring all of them if that's the decision you want to make, but you pick the first one.
Oh, I can't help but to bring the half-breed Indian orphan.
Okay. Give him a name for me, please.
I hate to give him a name. I'll just call him Friend.
Going to call him Friend.
Yes.
Very good.
But,
and I go over to Greg Morrison. Greg, there are 4 other people that can be selected. I'll give you the choice of the second one, or you can say that we shouldn't take any more in the party because they're all traitors.
Okay, so it's the A, B, C, or D, or E, and we took who again now?
We took E.
We took E, half-breed Indian orphan. Okay. Well, gosh, let's take the defrocked Calvinist priest who seems to be German but says he was born in New York. Why would he lie?
What is his name, Greg?
He's got to be named Calvin. No,
Calvin.
He's Hobbes. He's Hobbes, obviously.
Calvin the Calvinist. Tony, do you have a purse of coins?
I do have a purse of coins. No, wait, that's an accoutrement, isn't it? I don't have a purse of coins, but that's okay because I wouldn't have spent it even if I did because it'd be a waste of money.
Rusty, are you going to spend your purse of coins on someone?
Yes, I'll bring the French scout, Pierre.
French scout, Pierre. And Conrad's still not with us. Laura.
I do not have a purse of coins.
Mike.
I have a purse of coins.
Do you want to spend it?
Yeah. Let's see. We brought the Indian orphan and we brought the French scout.
No, priest.
We have 3 of the 5 so far. We're missing the Spanish cook and we're missing the Scottish lakeman who understands how to row the boat we're in.
Don't take the Scot.
I was going to take the Scot. I was going to take the Scot because he's too obvious a choice. I will take the Scotsman.
He is pretty obvious.
He's too obvious.
Yeah, we will take the Scotsman. We will name him McLeod. The difference between McLeod and the Rolling Stones is that McLeod says, "Oi, you stay off of my," or "Oi, you stay." Never mind, I blew the joke.
Cloud. Okay, so and
"Oi,
Tasha,
McLeod, stay off of my you." There's the joke.
Tasha, do you have a purse of coins?
I do not.
Greg Morrison, do you have a purse of coins?
All right, let me check. One moment.
They already hired me?
And my character does not have a purse of coins. And that will...
you back a purse of coins.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Did you want to spend it to bring the last guy on aboard, the Spanish cook?
No.
Okay, we're gonna go up the river with these 5. That sounds great. Mike is the scapegoat at the moment, and Tasha, you have 2 clue points to spend at the beginning of combat, if you wish. So everyone is on the before Lewis and Clark map. Is that correct?
Am I still pinned
Yes.
from the last time?
No, Rusty. Yeah, I think
Okay.
pinned only lasts for the combat that you're in.
I thought it was pinned last forever.
No,
shaken.
that's shaken.
But that shaken would last for the remainder of this game. Shaken, since we finished encounters, the shakens of the party are all removed. But anyone that's wounded, I think I had Tony wounded. No, Tony healed himself with Artifact, and Conrad was wounded, which is probably why he's not showing up.
Sorry, did you just say shaken resets or doesn't reset at the beginning?
It does reset. It resets after encounters. And
No, shaken lasts until you. Okay, shaken no longer lasts till climax.
Shall we read it, Mike?
Yeah. Let me click over to that section. That is Dice Pits on page 29. Shaken. Second result of Shaken forces player to test Hysteria. Shaken may be cancelled by obtaining or being granted Fury. Shaken may be mitigated by instruments. If player character changes tact, he's no longer shaken. Yes, the condition lasts up to the climax, or if they're till the end of the adventure. So still shaken.
The condition lasts up till the climax.
Yes.
And that's what we're in now. That's probably where your confusion is.
Okay, so that's why the shaken resets.
Yes.
There we go.
We're out of encounters. We're into the climax.
Well, that's
all
great,
right.
'cause I was shaken.
No one is shaken. No one is shaken yet. The first thing that happens is this ugly little thing. We love that. It's a punish Mike thing.
Oh, those
It wasn't designed to punish Mike. It just happens to be what punishes Mike because we're. And let me get on that table. That is not a Q&D Life Goes On. That is all the way at the bottom. That is Tribulations. Here comes your Tribulation card, Mike. You probably don't have this tool. I'll just cut and paste it for you. Your Tribulations is a 6. Here it comes. It is protect yourself from ambush and vitriol. You need to make a secrecy roll to keep from adding another player with doubt. Now, right now, it's Tasha and Tony have doubt on you.
Okay. I need to make a secrecy roll. As a pragmatist that is tasking, I have no make rolls left. I must roll a 7. Like that.
7. You kept from adding any doubt. That's good. We're going to take that and stick it over on the side. And then we're going to go over here and we're going to... Up the river you go. You did take the obvious choice. And you meet the Choctaw Indians. And what happens at the Choctaw? You're greeted and fed. They describe a myth they have and an eyewitness account of the deer-headed man. They will show you the body of one of their women who was seduced and gored by the creature. The elders do not know what to do with the body. It stirs at times, they say. But it doesn't have any heartbeat. So, Tasha, do you burn, bury, or dump that body?
Burn it. It's obviously a demon.
You burn it. Now, burning is not by their tradition, so you're going to have to convince the tribal elders that they should burn this body. Before you do that, you notice that the Indian that you brought along, friend, has been secretly conversing with the tribal elders. So, 2 problems. We'll give you the more secretive one for you to decide, and then you can delegate the burning. Tasha, what are you going to do about the your friend speaking with the tribal elders?
Unfortunately, our French scout only speaks Mohawk. It doesn't speak Choctaw. Apparently, our half-breed orphan speaks Choctaw, which
he does. He speaks a number of different languages.
And were we aware of this before?
Well, you can essentially he's keeping secrets from you. Do you care if he's keeping secrets from?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Is it worth a roll? Is it worth disciplining him? Is it worth keeping an eye on him?
I feel we're just going to keep an eye on him for now.
Okay, so you're just going to watch the situation. Give me a roll of secrecy to observe him.
Okay, my secrecy at this point, looking at thing is fun. Secrecy for me is nearly impossible.
Nearly impossible. Do you have any make rolls left?
I do.
If you want to use one, you can put this rumor to bed. If you miss the roll instead...
Look at that!
Okay, so you made the roll, and so, no, it's totally innocent, the fact that he was just consoling the guy for the loss of a loved one. And because he did that, they will allow you to burn the body. And we move up the river. A lot of this stuff is probably going to go relatively quick. And we reach the border, or I should say the fork of the Red River with the Mississippi River. So, Tasha, you have a choice. Did you want to continue up the Red River, or did you want to continue up the Mississippi River?
I believe the Mississippi.
You're going to stay on the Mississippi. That's probably not a bad choice. As you go a little bit further up the Mississippi River, we're going to have another tribulation for Mike as the scapegoat. And Mike has got a 4. These are just coming faster and faster. You are startled by horrible apparitions or a scene of carnage, Mike. A random player must describe this. Mike, describe the horrible apparitions and scene of carnage that you come across.
The apparitions and scene of carnage that we have come across. We have come across a massacre. We have come across an entire tribe of natives that have been rent limb from limb.
Okay, so you got a group of natives that rent a limb from limb. Pretty horrific. The demon does not insult the site, in fact. So if he had done so, you would have had to make a tasking roll, Mike, or possibly suffer death. The victim will automatically blame the scapegoat and have doubt. Oh, so Mike, you have doubt in the party. Now that does not mean you doubt yourself. It means you doubt that the party is going to survive.
Okay.
So my doubt is now Mike, in case you lose the scapegoat, Tasha, and also Tony. I still have faith in you, Mike, though.
And we're seeing apparitions as well with this? Or is that only the bodies?
The bodies are actually probably an illusion. You follow?
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But that's not an illusion. It comes and goes, I guess, is the long and the short of it. It is not something that our demon actually creates. I'm using a random table here to,
I see.
to dictate the stuff. And you have come to the Arkansas River, the fork of the Arkansas River.
We haven't been doing ignobles, but I'm going to try and start keeping track of those right now.
Okay, you can keep track. You know the 14 out of the book, right?
Yeah, I just wrote them down, but you should tell the ref, right, when you're going to do one. And that was adventure that we just had, this vision, right?
It was adventure that you had
and dealing with the Indians in the last scene. That was dilemma, correct?
Sure.
And talking that other guy into talking to that other guy 2 scenes ago, that would be notoriety.
Not really, because they're in a secret group.
Improvement?
Sure.
Improvement?
Yeah, I'll give you improvement for that.
All right.
All right. So when you get to the junction of the Arkansas River, you actually do find several men are strung up through holes in their hands, dangling from the trees on the riverbank. The men are a mix of Apache, Choctaw, and French trappers out of New Orleans. Not a single good set of boots among them. Shirtless, whipped, and bleeding. They are sunburnt and catatonic. Each has a few breaths before death. Something unnatural is sustaining every man's life, prolonging their pain. Holy orders among the party should perform last rites. A few might die vindicated and absolved. As the last victim is finally cut down and graves are started, the collective sickly troop rises up, celebrating, each dancing back to a place of torment. Recall that if evil insults touch, and it does, you can actually think of these guys as charmed by the Fae. I'll post that in the chat for you guys to, in case I mumbled. And the Calvinist explains that he was noble. His father was one of many Germans who came over with William of Orange. He renounced his wealth and profession, seeking solace with the faithful in the New World. Long story short, treat him now as your first Tony, besides George. And who decided to bring the Calvinist Calvin? Greg Morrison, right?
Greg.
Yep, that was me.
Good idea, Greg.
Random chance.
And Mike, I give you 2 more cards as a scapegoat.
Yeah. By the way, Greg Morrison, if you didn't get the thing in the chat, check your email.
So the people that were strung up by the holes in their hands went back to being strung up with the holes in their hands?
Yes.
Okay.
So they're going to be soon dead anyway. But Mike, the first of your 2 cards is give all of your instruments away. Do you have any instruments, Mike?
I have quite a few instruments.
Okay.
At least a couple of instruments. Let me look at them. Oh, instrumental objects? No, I don't have any instruments. I've just got some accoutrement.
Okay, no instruments to give away. How about the Justice card for Mike, inverted? The Justice card for Mike says that you're going to draw a correct conclusion that your enemy's lair will be underground. The target number has now raised from 4 to 5.
Aw, you're welcome.
Thanks, Mike. Also, as related to that, do you have the accoutrement beeswax?
I do have an accoutrement of beeswax.
You have lost it.
I have? Well, that's terrible. On the other hand, that sounds like a setback ignoble.
Not really. I mean that you're close, but
if it was an instrument, it might be a
not
setback.
necessarily. Oh, okay, there was something in the last card that before losing the beeswax, there was something else in the encounter that made me think it. I can't read it because you didn't post it. Okay.
All right. So at the Arkansas River, Tasha, did you want to head up the Arkansas or continue up the Mississippi?
Let's head to the left.
You want to head up the Arkansas then? The
Yeah.
branch. The Arkansas River will take you sort of westerly. Is that the direction you wish to go? You can.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. And you can thank your leader, Mike. Mike is going to suffer 3 more tribulations along the way. Gosh, this guy is in trouble. 3 bane. Mike, it says the beast shuns bright light. Secrecy to lower the target number by 1. So, do you have a secrecy roll, Mike?
It was raising the target number by 1 in the last encounter. That's what I was thinking of for a setback. Secrecy for me as a pragmatist is tasking.
Go ahead and roll it.
I have no make rolls, so I'm looking for a 7. Like that.
Up it goes, down it goes. Now, how could it be so much of a setback if you actually it went up and then went down? But it is inverted, and the scapegoat is attacked by the monster opportunistically. Roll tasking or suffer vicious, Mike.
Once again, I need a 7 on 2 dice. Like that.
Mike avoids the vicious, but Greg Morrison thinks the demon is attracted to Mike, so he now joins the party of doubt. Mike, you have Laura, you have Rusty, and myself. If all 3 of us start to show doubt, you are sent packing from the party. I go on to, that was encounter number 1. How about encounter number 2? How about a Knave of Cups for you? That Knave of Cups is, the plot thickens, add a D8 more tribulations scattered across the climax. Give me a D8, Mike.
2.
Oh, my gosh.
2. All right, I'm going to add 2 more tribulations somewhere in the campaign. And that's 1 more card, Mike, for you. How about an Ace of Swords? It's the Ace again. So we have you're going to give away all your instruments away and remove people's doubt, but you have no instruments. But because it's inverted, the scapegoat is attacked opportunistically. Roll tasking, Mike, to avoid the vicious wound.
I have no make rolls. I need to roll a 7 or higher. Like that.
And Mike,
nice rolls, Mike.
That automatically adds doubt for me, Mike.
Oh, jeez.
All right, Tasha, did you want to head to the end of the Arkansas River? At the end of each of these rivers, you'll probably meet at least one Aboriginal group, and you will not know what's at the end of the river if you don't go to it. But you certainly can go back and take the other fork up the Mississippi River.
We're committed, going northwest all the way. Yeah, so let's see what's at the end of that river.
And we have the Comanches at the end of the river.
All right.
And Mike, first though, tribulations for you.
Oh, woohoo! I love tribulations.
And your card, Mike, is a 7. The 7 is you draw comparisons to other demons you face. Occult reasoning to keep from adding more doubt.
Occult reasoning. I am a pragmatist. Occult reasoning is nearly impossible for me.
You need a 12.
I need a 12.
But Laura's going to be doubting you, thinking that you're just there confusing the party. Look at that.
I would like to tell you all about this thing that I read about in this ancient book, Norse book, about a demon called Glitner.
You
I rolled a 4. So.
Oh, okay. I was looking at the 14 before. It's all your rolls. Mike, Laura now has doubt.
Woohoo!
Laura does not think Glitner is referenced in the Bible at all. The Comanches. Let's go over to that. Now, the Comanches are hostile. First contact. If you had successfully attacked the Apache and had brought some war trophies, they might have allowed you into their to speak peacefully with them. But because you have not met the Apaches yet, you're going to end up picking up Comanche war trophies that you're going to hand to the Apaches. Needless to say, all this is a low target number of half a D8. And let's fight the battle. Target number of 4. That doesn't sound so low. And
half a D8 is 2.
Oh, 2. Thank you, Rusty. It's all with skirmish. I know Tony has said he doesn't want to roll on evasion ever again in his life. I start with you, Rusty. You're going to be taking all actions on skirmish. Here they come, Mike. How about a hangman for Rusty?
Oh, boy.
Hangman, skirmish.
Is it a Bane?
Yes, it is.
All right. Okay, let's see. Toggle instrument 31. If this event takes place in Heart of Darkness, Africa, a random character receives a vicious wound. If the victim lacks accoutrement, 09. Pouch peppercorns. Primate distraction. Okay, so.
We're not there.
Rusty, I'm going to go ahead and mark
31.
that. I'm going to mark that tartan kilt with your black stone. Okay?
Actually,
now
I have a silver. But somebody put a stone there, so.
Yes, that was. I remember that from your D&D. If you would look up in your manual, in your beta version of the rules, what the tartan kilt allows you to do, then while you do that, I will go ahead and move on to your actual card, which is a devil. Oh, and it rains, it pours. How about we toggle instrument 34? If this takes place in Forest Primeval, North America, and it does, a random character takes a vicious wound unless he's carrying a blunderbuss. Here's my die roll. 3, 1, 2, 3. Laura, do you have a blunderbuss?
I very much doubt it. Let me double check. Very much doubt it. What number is? Oh, I'm 17.
Accoutrement number 17.
Yeah, I do not have it.
So your choice is one of two. You may take your vicious wound and travel the rest of the game with a vicious wound, or you may use one of our soak-offs. That would either be George or the Calvinist Calvin to take that wound for you. Which would you like to do?
Oh, wound the filthy heathen.
You're gonna use wound whom?
The Calvinist.
The Calvinist goes down. He confessed to you at the river, and a few weeks later, amongst the Comanche, he is down. Rusty, here comes your card. 2 of rods. So it is a skirmish 2. Inverted Bane, Rusty.
Hold on. This is the regular. Let me grab the Bane.
So I have a mystic catbird from the number 31, the tartan kilt.
If you wish to use it, you don't have to use it right now. If you use it right now, we take off the tartan kilt.
Oh, okay. So I'll wait until there's a more important battle. Okay, great. Okay, let's see here.
Rusty,
Cut
the
your way.
Saxon buckler gives you the Saxon buckler would give you the mystic make roll. 34.
I think that's changed, Tony. I think
that's changed? Oh,
and in the beta versions of the rule, I took out all the mystic make rolls. I changed them to something else. I think what it does is allow you extra dice roll in battle. You roll twice instead of once.
Okay.
Which is probably a little bit better to have. Rusty, that 2 of rods is in the chat for you.
The way you wrote that is Mystic Fortune, which means which means Mystic Fortune. It looks like it can either give you 3 chances to make 1 roll, or you can activate it at the beginning of the battle to have 2 rolls for the entire battle, which is the better way to do it.
Okay. Cut your way out of the metaphoric box. Let's see. You find yourself trapped in, or are the constraints a damnable spell? Fail and pinned. Pinned again. Oh, boy. Ignore advantage until success on a future roll, if obtained. Jeopardy. Fluke facing, Demon Fey, difficulty 13, advantage, accoutrement 14, trusty rapier. Let's see, do I have 14 trusty rapier? I do not. Okay, so let's see, advantage 13, accoutrement, trusty 13. Okay, so I need to roll 13, right?
Yes, but if you miss the roll, you're also going to be suffering a vicious wound.
Where does it
because
say
of that Jeopardy Fey.
That doesn't say vicious wound.
It does say Jeopardy. It says Jeopardy fluke facing Demon Fey, and if you look down in the rules, it says Jeopardy fluke. If the players know for sure they are fighting a certain type of monstrosity, they will suffer the Jeopardy fluke for certain skirmish events. When the condition is met, the party suffers an additional wound for failure.
Well, then I guess I better do this.
Okay, so you have made the roll. You're going to pick up a trusty. No, you don't pick up the trusty rapier. Sorry about that. I'm thinking everything is swaggering when it's not.
It's not.
That's an interesting alternate way to play this. But why wouldn't you start with the trusty rapier to begin with?
Because I've got a knife.
Fail and pin. You're not pinned, Rusty. So I go on to Laura.
And I'm not, and apparently not fatal, not a vicious wound. So that's
even better. Laura, how about if I give you an 8?
Is it a bane?
It is not.
Reposition under duress. Success for catbird seat. Optionally, upon success, move to pitch melee, but fail and lose swaggering. If none, suffer vicious. Regardless, lose accoutrement 14, trusty rapier, which I'm pretty sure I don't have anyway. Action fluke instrument 38. Blessed missionary oil reduces target number. Yeah, I don't have that one.
Somebody has that in the party, right?
Missionary oil? I don't have that.
There's a guy next to it, a pilgrim guy.
Not me.
Yeah, the pilgrim guy is Mike, right?
Yeah, but those got moved to somebody else. Those are, I don't have the Spanish helm or the Blessed Missionary oil.
Well, you're supposed to update it when you leave.
There you go. Now we're up to date a little bit on that.
Sorry, I forgot about that chart because I've been keeping it on my own character sheet, of course.
Advantage, you need swagger Q. Q would be
your
bounding. Bounding. Do I have bounding?
Watch your tail, Cat.
I do not have bounding.
9, you pick it up.
Yeah, let's see if I can gain it. Wait, fail and I lose swaggering. You know what? I'm just going to use a make roll.
Okay. Laura uses a make room, but did you, if you had a trusty rapier, you lost it, and it is optional success, move to pitch, but you do not move to pitch from skirmish in this battle, but fail and lose swaggering, you do not lose swaggering. Okay, use your make roll, and pick up any cue. I go over to Mike. Mike, I'm changing deck location so that I can get it in the tape. If I can get it to... I can't do it over there. I'll just move it out. All right, back to where I am. Here you go, Mike. The Fool card.
Perfect for me. Toggle, not inverted, correct?
Toggle accoutrement 20.
And we're not in the lower 40, so I'm not separated from play. Toggle 20. Hey, that's purse of coins, which I spent earlier. I got my purse of coins back. I guess I took the purse of coins back from the dead guy.
Yeah, you took it off the Calvinist, which is not a nice thing to think that you actually did. I thought the Calvinist was hired by our patron. He didn't get a purse of coins. So now you're stealing from one of the other people who was hired.
I spent the purse of coins to hire the Scotsman.
But that's what I mean. You took the Scotsman's coins back?
No, I took the... I don't know.
How about if I give you 4, Mike?
Hold on. The scapegoat character is separated from player. Hold on. Return to player. The selecting player's character doubts the missing member and uses scapegoat as suspect. I already have doubt, but we're not in the lower 40, so don't worry about that. What was my next card, Red?
4.
A 4. Not inverted.
Not inverted.
Grimace and charge the interloper who wandered near enough to see the white in the enemy's eye. Success for Fury Pip or grant Fury to somebody else. Optionally, upon success, move to pitched melee. Fail and pinned. Ignore advantage till success and future roll obtained. Regardless, gain instrument 34, Saxon Buckler. I'll mark that on my character sheet for now and on the party sheet in a minute. If this was held by another person in the party, it was not. He loses it to you. 9. Advantage. Lawman or Paladin Battle Hungry N. I am not a Lawman or Paladin, and I don't have those locked as whatever. I just need to roll a 9 on 2 dice, like that.
Mark the fact you have the Saxon's Buckler, Mike. And Laura, I forgot to look on your character, and it said, or your event, and it said you gained the catbird seat. So hopefully you'll mark that and remember that, and then when it comes around next round. Mike did not fail, which is great. He picks up the buckler. He gets the Fury Pip. You want to keep that or give it to somebody else?
I think I'll keep that, for myself.
Are you a lawman or a paladin, Mike?
I am a pragmatist.
A pragmatist. You do not pick up battle hungry. I go over to Tasha. Here comes your card, Tasha. We're still target number 4 with the Comanche. How about an 8 Bane?
How about it? Belay the foul host. Keep them from closing ranks and intermingling with your expert shootist. Fail and suffer vicious. Regardless, gain the Fury Pip. Jeopardy Fluke for faming gaming dose. We are not. Difficulty 10. Advantage accoutrement 6 whip. I do have a whip. So
3 dice.
3 dice for 10. Let's try it. Hold on, where's my 3?
I don't know. Did it? We got a little lag. You have made the roll, which is great. You automatically picked up the Fury Pip. You'll be +2 in the continuing battle. We're not facing a ghost. I go on to Greg Morrison. Here comes your card, Ace. Greg.
All right.
An ace, not inverted.
Not inverted.
There you go.
Thank you. Bend and grab a souvenir. Some forage or tasty loot. This action seems to me. Success for victory against human minions. The enemy is defeated and dispersed versus monsters. Trade pack. The 9 advantage, any swagger N. I haven't a swagger N. Shall I make roll this?
I think you should.
I have done it. So that means that I gained Nun's Gold Cross, right?
You gain that no matter what. Nun's Gold Cross.
Whoever had
Rusty loses it.
Rusty loses it. Doesn't matter.
Rusty loses it. You pick it up, and this would win the battle. Did you make the roll, Greg?
Yeah. I make roll the roll.
You make roll the roll, and the 4 guys are eliminated. The Comanche are defeated, and we go back to the big map.
And he picks up his swagger N, right?
Yes, he picks up swagger N as well. You got to the end of the river, and we have not found the Demon Fae at the end of this river, Tasha. So I move you back to the Arkansas River. You could go south along the Red River, if you wish, or you could continue north up the Mississippi.
I'd say let's go north.
Up the north.
Wait a minute. Before we move on, we got to the end of the river. We fought a bunch of stuff. We didn't find any Fae, but that's expanded horizons. We traveled a whole river, right?
No, it isn't.
How about knowledge?
Not really.
Didn't we pick up
the river and that was the wrong way to go?
We picked up something from the Comanches, right?
We took some battle.
You would automatically do that anyway, Rusty, if you're worried about.
It would be things gained.
It's like ignobles, you mean?
Yeah.
Fighting the Comanche. What ignoble you want to check for that, Mike? Isn't there a battle?
Just battle evil. I don't think the Comanche were necessarily evil.
Well, they're trying to kill you, right?
Okay, we'll battle evil.
Pretty evil to me.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Probably know they were inspired by the Demon Fae. The Trappers Camp. Let me go over to the Trappers Camp. Did I skip something? Trappers Camp. The group must hunt. Everyone must demonstrate any swaggering related to hunting, trapping, skinning, fishing, foraging. All rolls on difficult. I left off with Morrison, so I'm going to start with Tony. Tony, demonstrate a swaggering related to hunting, trapping, skinning, fishing, foraging, and it's a difficult roll.
Okay. Should it be one that I have? Or
no.
One that I don't have?
No, it's going to be one you're going to pick up.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to go with concentration. So I can sit there and I can carefully watch and be ready for when that fish touches the line and you yank the pole.
Okay.
13. There you go.
I think you made it, right?
It does. I'm only a 10 for difficult.
And Rusty, demonstrate fishing, skinning, hunting, trapping, foraging with a swagger.
Yes, I'm going to be ingenious in my creation of traps for the trapping.
Sounds good. Give me a difficult roll.
Let's see. Difficult roll. 9, and I'm a 3. I made it. I'm
looking for Laura.
I think I'll. Hunting. I think I'll go for sympathy, because a hunter still has to be sympathetic towards its prey.
Okay.
Kill instead of wound.
Difficult roll.
I don't think that was a...
How many make rolls you have?
5.
You failed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike.
You know, I really like the way Laura described that, but I was just going to be boring and say I'm going to use my uncontested dagger thrust to gut and clean my kill.
Okay.
And I have no make rolls, so I need a 5. And I made it.
And pick that up. And Tasha.
I'm going to go with instinctive, because there are a few things as wonderfully instinctive as killing one's food.
Sounds good.
And I made it.
Terrific. And Greg Morrison.
Well, should I use something nobody else has used before?
Well, I mean, sure, yeah.
Yeah, I'm chiasmic axe then. I'm literally
you can pick up a swaggering that you don't have here, Greg, if you wish.
That's what I'm doing. I don't have that.
Oh, I thought you had chiasmic action. My mistake.
Missed that roll. So yeah, I'm literally grabbing the fish out of the water with my bare hands.
Okay, it probably would be more like you're throwing a net on them, but go ahead.
Well, it's a chiasmic act, though. I mean, it's gotta be a little amazing. Anyway, yeah. So what's my roll again?
Difficult.
Difficult. And I still have 5 make rolls. Crap.
Need a 10.
Yeah. All right.
If you find him a burden, use them.
You know, I find them a burden actually now. So there, I got it.
I don't know if it didn't show up because you whispered it, or if
there's nobody. It's a 3 and a 7.
3 and a 7. I'll take your word for it. Now, as you guys are actually at sundown, as the game is being skinned, fried, and salted, the severed heads scream simultaneously. It's actually quite a startling result. Recall your enemy insults sound. Leader of the party must make a difficult roll.
Difficult roll. Okay. Oh, wrong dice. Sorry.
Too bad.
I see 3. I see that you rolled 3 dice, though. Greg, did you roll 3 dice, or was that Tasha rolling 3 dice?
That was me.
Did you make your 9, Tasha?
I did, and I only needed a 7. So
you only need a 7 because the number of make rolls. So you have convinced people not to start throwing away their gear that it's possessed. Now that should be an ignoble check, Mike.
Sure. Let's see. Thwart intrigue?
Sure. Yeah, thwart intrigue. Yeah, that sounds good. Now, anyone with a purse of coins? I see 2 purse of coins in the party. Is there a third one, Lightning Bolt Man?
I have a purse of coins. I guess I should start marking my stuff in there. In that. Oh, right. Because I hadn't.
If anyone wishes to pick up any of the instruments, they can change a purse of coins for any of the instruments. Any takers?
Instrumental on
Preferably one that your party doesn't have.
Sure, I'll go ahead and trade my purse of coins. I see somebody else took the poleaxe. Got the tomahawk. Oh. Yeah, I'll do that, because helmet and shield. Sure, why not?
Well, isn't the blessed missionary oil able to remove a vicious, right? It's a mystic ward smell. Oh, no, maybe not. Let's see. It's a mystic fortune.
Mystic fortune is...
Tincture of mercury might be the mystic heal, Rusty, if you're looking for the heal one. Or is it a narcotic analgesic? Again, those you'll have to look those up in the book. I could read them off to you, but...
No, that's right. I'm trying to look it up, but I don't have a purse of coins, so...
Any other takers on the purse of coin buying instrument?
Well, I was going to suggest to Mike that if you have, you have your purse of coins, make sure that you have a bell, book, and candle so we can defeat a demon.
Oh, the mystic fortune is to make anyone 3 chances to make a roll and etc. Okay. That's what the mystic fortune is.
You know, Tony, I'm glad that you brought up bell, book, and candle, because Red and I have been emailing back and forth on that exact thing for the last couple of days. Because
we certainly need more cowbell, right?
We have beeswax, but we have no book and we have no bell.
Nor do I have a witch's scold. I
would
totally like to have a witch's scold. I'm just saying.
Doomed for failure then.
Doomed for failure. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. The French Catholic mercenaries may be sympathetic to your cause. If you wish, you can continue your tribunals, which you left off at 5. So I think we're almost with 8 players. We only need 3 more rolls. Go up to Q&D Day of Rest, and let's see if we can get 3 more rolls from the group. Rusty, let's flip you a card for Q&D Day of Rest. This is not going to be a bad result for you. It's a 4. It's inverted. It probably won't be an easy win there. 4 Bane.
We love the Banes. Okay. Lean back, pat yourself on the back, and gloat. Rather fine stratagem. Fail, and the character develops a vulnerability facing demons that insult smell.
And ours is taste, sound, and touch, so it doesn't matter. But
that is already, he is slain.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll skip that, Rusty, because it's not going to be important to the game. Laura, here comes your card. And Laura, you got a queen.
Not inverted?
It might not be terrible.
Not inverted, nope.
Possibly, maybe. Pre-plan your planning. Scout ahead or listen covertly at the enemy campfire hearth. Success and set the enemy defensive modifier to 0 for the entire battle. Regardless...
we're not actually in a battle, but what it would be is just, so you'd substitute success, and we're going to drop that tribunal number by 1 more. We need 3 total this will go round for the French Catholics to join our cause. But regardless, if the character is tact profiteer, you're not a profiteer, are you?
Nope.
Okay, so a roll of a 5 for you, Laura. Counts as our first success.
I actually have that swaggering, but it's a 5. I'm going to try and lock that as glorious if I can.
You can.
And we'll see if I completely mess this up. Ooh. Wow.
Scheming is now locked, and our tribunal has gone from 5 to 6. Once it gets to 8, we can pick up the results of what this camp would offer us. Mike, your card on the same table is going to be a knave.
Is it a bane?
No.
Every good plan employs a diversion. Fail, and next player to act suffers a vicious wound, regardless gaining tactics fit.
And again, the fail, we're not going to count for this because we're using it as an alternate type of thing. All you need to do is need to make that 5. And do you have treachery?
I do not have treachery, but on a 5, I'm gonna have treachery.
Regardless, we got the tactics pip. That'll give you.
Yeah. Well.
Oh.
Except I don't.
Mike did not make his roll, but regardless, we got the tactics pip. Tasha, here's what they're asking you to do, so to speak.
It's not treacherous. I'm too honest.
It's a death card. The death card. It says we're going to toggle accoutrement 12. Do you have a fur-trimmed cloak, Tasha?
I do. I do.
You're going to lose it. I think one of the fur trappers took a liking to it and stole it from you. We're not in the River Indes. Your card is actually a king, but it's a bane. And the King of Banes under... Mike is posting it.
King Banes. Yeah.
So playfully jibe.
All right. Playfully jibe, mocking each man for past failures, because that's all me. All just funsies. Fail and next player to act selects evasion regardless. Gain Fury Pip. Difficulty 5, advantage observers, golden boy.
This is another case where it's not going to matter since it's inverted. You can't reduce the tribunal number, or raise it, I should say. A fail will not force anyone to evasion, and the fact that we get a Fury Pip, but this is only going to be one round of combat. So, Greg Morrison, here comes your card.
I don't have to roll on that?
You can, but it's meaningless.
All right, then don't worry about it.
Because you're not an observer and you can't pick up Golden Boy either, so I sort of jumped ahead in the chase there. For the inverted Bane for Greg Morrison, instrument 21, the mint gum is gone.
Which card was that?
That was a Magician Bane. Toggle instrument 21. If this event takes place in Heart of Darkness,
I toggled it.
And Greg Morrison's actual card, the Moon. The Moon says, toggle accoutrement 17. Greg, do you have a blunderbuss?
I believe I do.
It is now gone. Your blunderbuss has either been stolen or you've lost it in the river. 3 of Cups eventually is the card you get. Another chance to lower that tribunal number towards success. 3, Mike.
Not a Bane?
Nope.
Well, there you go, Greg. Second guess yourself.
Hang on. Get the head out of my way. Okay. Second guess yourself until you find a marvelous gift in your bedroll. Is it blunderbuss? Success and gain a random instrument, regardless if character is Pack Profiteer. I am not. All party profiteers and paladins may also take an action on this table without spending 2 points.
All we're looking for is the success or fail for this, Greg. All of the other stuff is not actually going to happen because this is not a plan. It is the tribunal action from it. So it's a 5 with the advantage of ever vigilant. Are you a pragmatist or an observer?
I am a pragmatist.
Terrific. Do you have H?
I do not.
You pick it up on a roll of a 5. And
don't we have a command pip?
A tactics pip.
A tactics pip. So
that is a 4 then. Yeah, thank you, Rusty. 2 dice for a 4, Greg.
There you go.
All right, Greg, take up swaggering H. And our tribunal number has gone to 7. One more, Tony. It's up to you, and we could get the special bonus for the Trappers Camp. How about a 10?
A 10. A 10
Not a
tells
Bane?
me.
Nope. 10.
Say nothing. Grasp each man by the neck. Lock eyes until you blink. Success and everyone gains catbird seat. Regardless if character is Tact Profiteer, I am. All party paladins may also take an action on this table without spending a clue point.
That one will say actually occurs. So, yeah, it's 5 for Swaggering B for you, Tony.
Swaggering B.
Actually, it's a 4.
A 4. Do I have Swaggering B? Swaggering B is Concentration. I do have that, so I'm going to try to lock it glorious. I have locked it as glorious.
You have locked your concentration as glorious, and we have at least one paladin in the group, right, Tasha?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so Tasha gets another card because she is a paladin. We have already made the requirement, but let's work on the one for next time. Tasha, it is going to be a Tower of Destruction, a toggle accoutrement 15. Are you carrying a keen knife?
I am.
You aren't any longer.
Oh, these bastards.
Okay, if the selecting player character has doubt, and you do, he must make a choice. He either lashes out and injures the scapegoat for a vicious, else he must prey on the matter and exonerate his friend by rolling hysteria.
I will certainly pray.
You're going to roll hysteria to try to remove all doubt. Wow, the hysteria roll. Let's see if we can get that up again.
So what is...
I'm looking at that. Tasha, how many total accoutrements and instruments do you have?
Well, fewer now.
That's good. That makes this roll easier.
Let's see. I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You need to make a difficult roll.
A difficult roll.
Hold on. Calming force, persuasion. So.
Does the tactics pit work here too? For
Um,
her roll?
No, because it's really not part of the Q&D table. Thank you, though, Rusty.
Okay.
What we can do with the calming force is if any player wishes to. How many accoutrements did you say you had, Tasha?
I have 8.
8. Well, it's persuasion. If anyone around the table wants to try to make a persuasion roll, they can drop her roll down to ordinary, if I'm reading this correct.
Correct.
Okay,
Well,
so does anyone want to try to make a persuasion roll? However, if by missing that, you join the hysteria.
you know what? I will try and make a persuasion roll because I'm trying to get somebody to, not doubt me anymore.
Go ahead, Mike.
And I have no make roll, so I only need a 7 for that anyway. And there's my 7.
Okay, so Mike has made the persuasion, so you need an ordinary roll, Tasha. Is there anyone else that wishes to, let me see, if any roll
would be a
success
command
by
action.
another player ends the threat for all.
What's the consequence of failing a hysteria test?
If she fails the hysteria test, the consequences are we roll severity, and she probably will change tact, Rusty.
What if I join and try to do that? Do I suffer the same penalty if I fail the
I
hysteria?
currently have to roll
Yes.
a 4. If it's an ordinary, I currently have to roll a 4.
2 dice for 4, then, Tasha, to avoid changing tack. You're going to stay confident in your paladin's ability.
Yep.
And she's still confident in her paladin ability. And we go on to the success from this whole thing. Well, actually, you get an action, a knight card on the back on the plans table, Mike.
Not a bang.
Balladeer on love and family success. Ignore the next half D8 Banes generated. Difficulty 5. Advantage any swagger L.
It's a 5, any swagger L. Any swagger L, though, you can pick up.
And she also has the catbird seed. So.
I can pick up elite goals. So
She also has the catbird seed. You are correct, Tony.
So
She
that's
did pick up an extra roll. So you have automatically picked up. We've increased our number of tribunals that we've created, and you have automatically picked up L. What is that swaggering, Tasha?
elite goals. Elite goals. Elite.
And the result of this in camp is the fact that they will give you any of the instruments of your choice to help fight in this cause. So what do the priests give you, Tasha? Do they give you some spearmint gum, or do they give you a tincture of mercury?
I think a tincture.
Or do they give you the cocaine?
Well, the cocaine is always tempting.
Tasha, I do point
sure.
out that we know the demon that we're fighting offends taste, and mint gum protects against taste.
Then let's go with the mint gum.
Okay, go ahead and mark that as in the party with you.
And for these tribunals, that would be ignoble justice?
No, but if we kick you out of the party, it might be. Here comes another one of your tribunals, Mike. How about a 2? Let me go down to that table. The PDFs are just not as easy to use as the Word docs. Tribunal 2, Mike, reads that odiferous plight, eyes watering, flailing for breath. A random player describes the demonic bouquet. Are you, Mike, does he insult smell? He taste, sound, and touch? No. So this is not going to be. Victim will automatically blame the scapegoat and have doubt. No, we're not going to have you roll on this, Mike. It's not going to matter because it's not inverted.
I'm just going to blame the guy who we brought along who makes fart chips for the smell.
That is true. It could be him.
The French scout.
The French scout has not actually proven to be loyal yet, unless he does so here at the.
French.
Let me look at the trapper camp. Nope, this is not here. He still is a question mark, but you still do have the 2 soak-offs. All right, the next up the Mississippi we go. And we have reached the Ohio River. Boy, that is not easy to see. Do you wish to take the branch of the Ohio River over east, or do you want to continue up the Mississippi, Tasha?
Mississippi.
Mississippi. All right. And you've reached the Missouri and Mississippi juncture. Tasha, did you want to continue up the Mississippi, or did you want to continue on the Missouri, and Mike can get 2 more cards of tribulation?
It does say on the tab before Lewis and Clark, so they went up the Missouri.
I'm gonna still say Mississippi.
Staying on the Mississippi, what actually happens at the junction of the Ohio and Mississippi? The group has finished a blessing and starts a meal. The first bites are satisfying. Everyone quickly finishes. Second helpings all around. The Spanish cook's stomach. We don't have a Spanish cook in the party. So somebody is going to suffer that wound instead of the Spanish cook. So somebody's going to have a nice little alien moment, and someone's going to pop out of their chest. So let me go over to my character dice rolls here, and I roll an 8. That's me. I suffered a vicious wound as the meal pops back out of my chest that we're eating. Well, that isn't very nice. And remember that the demon insults taste. Up the Mississippi River.
So that would be pulsing action?
No. it could be an experience beyond comprehension if we had something like that.
Expanded horizons?
Nope.
To have it pop out of your stomach is expanding your horizons.
It's kind of a dilemma.
Good try, Mike.
When Rusty laughs at you, Mike, that you really are pushing it.
We already checked dilemma.
It's a dilemma. We just lost you. It's a dilemma that you've had this thing jump out of your chest.
Back.
All right,
we already checked dilemma.
We got the junction of the Illinois and the Mississippi River. The Fey deer can be seen on the coast, a projection, laughing and swirling the waters with a bone wand. If the players did not hire the Scottish lakeman, or he died earlier, then the storms will consume one player character. Otherwise, the Scottish man who we named McLeod. It was a Cloud or McLeod?
McLeod.
He becomes now another soak-off for the party. All right.
He was our boat guy.
So we had a soak-off prior. Did that get rid of Red's vicious?
That's true. I could use a soak-off for that. No, I'll take the vicious, Rusty, and if I die, I'll take the soak-off guy for me instead. Do you follow?
I do.
I'll save it with the party there. Tasha, we are at the border here of a choice. It's starting to get, my map is starting to get really painfully small. I'm going to make this bateau probably, there you go. The bateau, now we can see it a lot better. And you have the Illinois, or you can continue up the Mississippi. If you go up the Illinois, we're going to tribulate.
We've come this far up the Mississippi. Let's just keep going.
We're going to go to the left fork up the Mississippi, and that's what I was looking for. And we're on the upper Mississippi, moving. And Mike has 2 more tribulation cards.
Oh my goodness, poor Mike.
Queen, Tribulation Queen. These are, the fact that these are straight up is actually helping us here. Bond by relating an event from your past. Persuasion to keep from adding more doubt, Mike.
Oh, for fuck. Choke that one off for the YouTube audience. Persuasion. As a pragmatist, that is tasking for me. Bonding over shared experiences. Okay, a tasking roll for me with no make rolls is still a 7. I can roll a 7 as remind everybody about, how nobody believed me on Glitner or something. I don't know. There's a 9. I made the roll.
You made the roll.
Better you than me. I would have missed every one of these rolls, Mike.
Ace of Pains. Once again, you're attacked. A tasking roll to suffer, or you suffer a vicious, Mike.
Ah, for crying out loud. Tasking roll. Okay, another 7.
And Mike, I've been cheating you. I misread this. It doesn't say one person adds doubt. It's one person loses doubt. So I'm going to take off Laura and Red's. I'm also going to take off Tony's and Greg's. There's only 2 people in the party that have doubt. Well, you wouldn't have doubt. Tasha's the only one that has doubt left in the party, Mike. And
okay.
I pull that off. As scapegoat, you're doing an honorable job. And we're continuing to sail up the river. And we have met the Cree.
Cree. Look at that. There's a Cree.
The Cree, they're hostile on first contact if they've met before the Cheyenne. If you bring evidence to the Cheyenne that you've defeated the Cree, you can safely pass through the Cheyenne area. We are going to attempt rolls.
Cree.
On Tony's favorite table, evasion, with everyone attempting to evade and escape on their own. This is where everyone dies, I guess.
Or at least picks up a vicious.
Well, we got a couple of soak-offs, though, right?
Right.
That's my defense, and I'll stick with it. How about if I left off at Tony, and I'll go over to Rusty? Rusty, here you go. Ace of you get an Empress card. The Empress card is toggle 3. Rusty, do you have a silk kerchief?
I do, and so I lose it.
Yes, as like Bilbo Baggins, you're not carrying your kerchief anymore. And here comes your actual card. It is a Knave of Swords Bane.
Oh, that's never good.
We love the Banes, though. Let's see here. Espied by others, lost on what next to do, where to go, how to finish the struggle, fail, and the next player to act in evasion tests hysteria. Oh, it's the next player. Where's Conrad when we need him? Okay, that means you if you react here alone. Regardless, if your character is the scapegoat, I'm not, a random character still in battle suffers doubt. Difficulty 9, advantage, tack, profiteer. Okay. How does that work with its tactics?
Well, if you were a profiteer, you would get 3 dice, Rusty.
Oh, okay. So
it's like having trait durable.
Oh, okay. So
all right. So 2 dice for a 9, Rusty, or Laura's going to test hysteria.
I'm sorry, Laura. I'm not like Mike. I can't make any rolls.
Missed by 1. Laura, let's get you testing hysteria, please.
Laura, how many accoutrements and instruments do you have?
Accoutrements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus 1, 2 instrumental, so 11 total.
Okay, Laura has 11 accoutrements and instruments total. Laura, your role is a tasking, and if anybody wants to try and calm her, that is occult reasoning. Occult reasoning for me is
to try to occult reasoning roll.
Let's see, tasking.
Does anyone want to make an occult reasoning roll to try and get that number down for Laura? I'm not going to.
Unfortunately, I'm nearly impossible on that. So
well,
it's
you have to use a make roll, Rusty.
For me.
Can we make roll these?
Laura can make roll this, yes?
Yes.
You can make roll it.
Yeah, let's do that before anyone else spends any of theirs.
Okay. Laura makes her uses her make roll, and she basically eliminates the hysteria that she would be suffering from Rusty's result. I go back to the deck for Laura's result, and Laura, you got yourself a King Bane.
Oh, great. Kings are usually good. Let's see. Resist a compulsion, self-pity for your plight, and urge to be angry at your friends. Fail a next player to act in evasion becomes shaken. That means you if you react here alone. Regardless, character develops a vulnerability facing demons that insult touch. Great.
Write that down, Laura. I actually have 2 vulnerabilities, but
that could be a second one.
That would be a second one for you as well?
Yep.
Okay, touch is one that the demon has, too. So it's a 7. Are you a zealot, Laura?
I am not. I am a lawman.
Two dice for a 7, please.
See if I can make it. Oh.
Mike is shaking. Mike is shaking.
Sorry, Mike. I thought I could make that.
That's fine. But aren't you glad that the character sheet I sent you has a place for you to toggle that you are now vulnerable to touch?
Oh, it does?
Yeah, it does.
A 10, Mike.
No bane?
A 10, no bane.
Race to outdistance and outperform all. Success and ignore banes while taking actions on evasion, but fail and double shaken, which would be a hysteria test. Difficulty 8, but I'm shaken, so that's a 10. Advantage, lawman, observer, paladin's bounding. I'm none of those, so I do not have that advantage, so I need to roll 2 dice for a 10 or test my hysteria. I need to test my hysteria. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 accoutrements and instruments. That is a tasking for me. Occult reasoning. I do not have any make rolls. I need to roll a 7. I'm just going to go ahead and roll that before anybody jumps in, because you guys aren't going to try and save me from being hysterical. I'm the scapegoat, right?
Oh, there's only one person that's doubting you now, though, remember?
Right, but if I fail this roll, we get to playtest one of your tables.
That's fine.
That we haven't used yet. But unfortunately, I made the roll.
Good job.
Yeah. So.
Tasha, but you're still shaken for the rest of this adventure unless somebody gives you the Fury Pip. 5, Bane, Tasha, on evasion. Nobody's out of the battle yet either.
Oh my god. Survive and outlast, withstand and achieve. Fail and character develops a vulnerability in one of the 5 senses, random, regardless by quirk. The next player to act loses 1 make roll. Difficulty 7, advantage any swagger M. Do I have a swagger M? Wrong piece of paper. Hold on, swagger M. I do not have swagger M. So, I'm at 7. Do I have any pips right now, or am I trying to go for a 7?
No pips.
All right. Hey, look at that. So did I just
you pick up swagger M?
Pick up swagger M.
Pick up swagger M and no fail. But Greg Morrison, you lost a make roll automatically from that last action.
That's me.
And Greg, your role is an Emperor. The Emperor says that toggle instrument 24. If the event takes place in the Forest Primeval of North America, random character receives a vicious wound if the person does not have leather gloves. Let's roll a die. D8. A D8 of a 3. That would be Mike. If you don't have leather gloves, you're going to take a vicious wound.
No, I don't. I'm going to take one of our soak-off guys and throw them in front of me.
All right. It is now we've lost the boatman. And
there's 4 of us that actually have leather gloves. That's unfortunate,
Mike.
And 4, we're going to toggle instrument 24. Greg, mark yourself as having the voodoo doll.
Doing that now. All right. There we go.
And 3 of coins, Bane, for you is the actual card on evasion.
Threatened, surprised, and defenseless. React to unforeseen danger. They'll suffer vicious, regardless of your character's the scapegoat or random. Nope. Okay. Difficulty 7, advantage, any swagger K. I haven't any swagger K.
Pick it up on a roll of 7.
I could pick it up on a roll of 7, or I could make bullets.
You could.
I'm gonna make. There we go.
Okay, pick up your swagger K. I go over to Tony. Nobody's off of the table yet. Tony, You got yourself a knight. It's a Bane.
Oh, of course it is. Great. And nice show is good. Tunnel vision, tumble, fumble, and fixated on minutia. Fail, and next player to act in evasion becomes pinned. Ooh, that's you, Red.
Yeah, but I'm skipping me, so that's Rusty.
Oh, yeah, of course you are. Isn't that convenient? That means you if you act here alone. Okay, regardless, character develops a vulnerability facing demons that insult sight. Dang it. Difficulty 8, advantage, tact, paladin. Well, I'm not a paladin, So let's see. Let me check taste real quick. Or that's say taste or sight? It's a sight.
It's a sight. This demon does not insult sight. But if anyone has the instrument that nullifies that stuff, you may want to use these things as they come up, because the instruments could come back, or they could lose them forever, or it should say, lose them for the instance.
How would we actually use them?
Well, you would just look at them and say, I am activating such and such, like the fortune.
But what would be the effect of that? It would automatically be a win? I mean, a success?
Rusty, each of the instrument has a power, and that you can read that in the rules.
Yeah, no, I see. But I mean, you're saying we could use it even though it's not necessarily effective against the Fae.
All of the instruments have a secret ability. For instance, one of them has the ability to remove an invulnerability for sight.
Yes, but how would you use that if the Fae doesn't create a vulnerability?
It's Tony has an Tony is now vulnerable to any demon with sight.
Oh, so you could use it to make Tony not vulnerable to sight.
Right,
that's correct.
That's the Nun's Gold Cross. So
Laura has 2 vulnerabilities. I have 1 vulnerability. I have 1 vulnerability to sight. So there's only 5 of the 20 that actually you can use to cancel vulnerabilities. The rest are just die roll modifiers or removal of vicious wounds.
So the Nun's Cross is the one that has the Mystic Ward sight. So whoever holds the Nun's Gold Cross could say, I use the Nun's Gold Cross to
keep Tony or keep my character.
That's Greg's stone, I think.
Yeah.
But we're over to let's Tony finish yours for a second.
It was merely an 8. I've succeeded. So Rusty, you are not pinned. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Rusty's not pinned. Rusty's roll is a knave of rods. I think that's 2 knaves in a row.
Is it a Bane?
Bane, yes.
Oh, of course.
2 knave Banes in a row.
We love it. Okay. Espied by others, lost on what to do next, where to go, how to finish the struggle, fail, and the next player to act in evasion tests hysteria. This is Laura again. Oh,
yep.
My gosh. That means if you enact here alone. Okay. Godless character is scapegoat. Nope. Difficulty 9. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. Hopefully I don't do it twice in a row. Oops, wait a minute. Yes, okay. I didn't punish Laura twice.
Over to Laura's card.
Poor Laura.
Conrad, you jumping in this mess? 5. Laura Bane.
Conrad, I need you. So I'm not hurting Laura, I'm hurting you.
That'd be nice.
Sure.
Survive and at last withstand and achieve. Fail and character develops a vulnerability in one of the 5 senses. Random. Regardless by quirk.
Don't worry, I have no make rolls anyway.
I know. Hopefully there's no
there's
downside.
nothing on the table that says there's a downside for me not having any make rolls.
So Mike doesn't lose any make rolls. Difficulty 7 advantage. Any swagger M. Let's see. I do not have M. 7.
2 dice 7, pick it up.
All right, let's hope I can.
How do you actually get out of escape? There hasn't been a single thing that lets anybody escape.
Nobody's gotten any cards with Banes.
Laura? Oh, okay.
Go back and, look at all the cards that have come up. It's like 7 cards in a row are all Banes. And then Tony wanted me to jump in this game. Laura,
good shuffle.
You picked up.
You're going to scare Conrad away.
For you, Laura.
Hail and vigor.
And here you go, Mike. How about a judgment card, Bane?
Judgment Bane? Just reach out.
It's toggle instrument 38.
Blessed missionary oil. Nobody had that,
so pick it up, Mike.
Yep.
And we're not in the Fragrant Harbors. And I'm going to flip it again. How about an 8 of Banes, Mike?
An 8, another Bane. Okay. So that's 10 Banes in a row now. Suffer uncertainty and insecurity. Question your fidelity, belief that good triumphs over evil, and that we will ever flip anything that isn't a Bane. Fail and lose swaggering. If none, suffer vicious. Regardless, lose half of your 0 remaining make rolls. Difficulty 10, advantage, instruments 24, voodoo doll. I do not have the voodoo doll. Somebody else has the voodoo doll.
I'm tempted to say that if the voodoo doll is in the party, anyone can actually take advantage of it, but not yet, Mike.
I was going to ask that if that was how we were going to do that. But
that may be a way to do that. So I'm hinting that might be a good addition to the game.
Okay, well, I do have some swaggering to lose because I don't think I'm going to make this 12. Oh, okay, I made the 12. Never mind.
All right, and then we go over to Tasha. Tasha, let's see if we can get our first card in the game. Where it's how about the Pope card, Bane?
That's 11 in a row.
Togger, instrument 25. I'm just going to rip it off from whoever is the white slash of the yellow. Toggle instrument 25. If the event takes place in the Arctic Circle, it does not. Here comes your card, Tasha. How about another Bane? 9 of coins.
That's 12 in a row.
This 12 in a row is astronomical. I wonder if the deck is broken because it's not working. I got purple border now rather than green.
I think
we have established that we get more Banes without Conrad. That's been confirmed.
All right, so claw away a fetid blemish or turn to an old scar, exhausted and feeling terrorized, fail and suffer vicious. Regardless, the character develops a vulnerability, facing demons that this old smell. Difficulty 7 advantage, accoutrement leather gloves. Did I have those taken from me? Was that a thing that happened?
7 on 2 dice to keep to avoid the vicious.
I still have my leather gloves. So 7
3 dice.
All right, here we go. Done it. So I still have vulnerability to demon
You've
sentence.
got the vulnerability versus smell. Greg, how about a knight, not a bane?
Knight, not a bane.
Oh, we should have had 13 Banes in a row just to round that out before getting something good. Here we go, Greg.
All right. Through Larian call to righteous victory, success to fully escape, later return to combat at ref's discretion, regardless. Gain the Fury Pip. Difficulty 8. Advantage observers, pragmatist, or profiteers, camaraderie A. Okay, well, I'm a pragmatist. I don't think I have A. I do with my character.
Roll an 8 and you pick it up. Also, you were the first person to escape this battle, and you gain the Fury Pip. You might want to give it to Mike, who's shaken, I believe, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So let's see the 8. You did not make the 8, and you did not pick up camaraderie. And regardless, you got the Fury Pip. You can either keep it or you can give it to Mike.
Well, Mike's shaken, so let's give it to him because I'm not.
Mike,
shaken
you've
yet.
canceled your shaken now, and we go over to Tony. Everyone's still in the battle. Tony, how about a King Bane?
Just one non-token Bane to give us a little bit of hope.
Yeah. All right.
Greg has had 2.
Yeah, resist a compulsion, self-pity for your plight. How appropriate. And an urge to be angry at your friends. Fail, and next player to act in evasion becomes shaken. Ooh, that means you, if you act here alone. Regardless, character develops a vulnerability facing demons that insult touch. Oh my gosh, yeah, okay, great. I get touch as well. Difficulty 7, advantage tact zealot. I am not a zealot. So it's a 12. Oh, this is ugly. Oh, I'm sorry, Rusty. Oh, you know what? Here you go. Let me try to help out Rusty.
It's a 7 on 2 dice, Tony.
Wait, 7? I thought it was a 12. Oh, sorry. I'm looking. Okay.
You can roll it, Tony. You don't have to use make roll.
Yeah, there you go.
Rusty has not suffered shaken. Unfortunately, you picked up the vulnerability to touch. I go over to Rusty. Rusty, how about a 10 Bane?
We love Banes, and we seem to be getting lots of them.
You'll never get out of this table until you flip a card that's not a Bane.
Well, I guess I never get out of the table. The way it looks. Okay, bind a sprained ankle or wrist. Fail and lose swaggering. If none, suffer vicious. Regardless if the character is profiteer, I'm not. All party profiteers and paladins now take evasion. That could even mean that they must return and make yet another success to escape. Okay, difficulty 7, advantage, accoutrement 05. My bandana that got never taken.
I'm
Okay.
the only one that's got a bandana.
I started with 10 of these.
I'm the only Miss
I
America.
haven't hit one that's given me the advantage roll. But anyway, it's okay.
It's very rare. It's like 1 in 7. You would see you'd have a accoutrement on it.
Scarp. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to roll, and I made it.
And you have made it, and so you do not have take a vicious wound. Laura, let's see if we can get you off this table. How about a 6, Laura?
Is it a bane?
No.
Wow.
You can
Outrun a motivational bullet with your name, since the enemy or others to task seems to have a potent ranged ability. Hurled tool, firearm, dart, belch, or heaved filth. Success to fully escape. Later, return to combat at ref's discretion, but fail and suffer vicious. Difficulty 8, advantage pragmatist or zealot. Zeal? Is that... I can't tell if I'm reading the whole thing.
Pragmatist or zealot rock. Are you a pragmatist or a zealot?
No.
Then don't worry about it. You don't have raw speed.
Nope.
You don't have raw speed. You won't pick it up. On an 8 or 2 dice, you're out of the battle. You'll be the first, Laura. But if you fail it, you suffer a vicious wound.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I should just go ahead and use a make roll.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's a good time to avoid a vicious, yes.
Yeah.
Especially with all the banes that have been coming up.
Yeah, make
You made the roll, Laura?
Yeah, I used a make roll.
Okay, so Laura's the first out of the battle. Mike, how about a 9?
Is it a bane?
Nope.
It brings me down.
Restore some vigor with a quick nibble, sip, or nap. Okay. Success and ignore banes while taking actions on evasion, but fail and character develops vulnerability in one of the 5 senses. Difficulty 13, advantage cocaine powder. You don't have cocaine powder.
Right here.
I can roll a 13.
But you have iocane powder.
I do not have iocane powder.
Colorless and tasteless.
He died
could
of
have
cocaine powder.
7. Nope. I develop a vulnerability in one of the 5 senses.
No, I have a narcotic.
I'll roll a d8 and ignore anything over a 5. 3. Sight, sound, smell. That would be smell. You fine with that, Red? That's how I'm doing
That'll
that.
be fine. I actually got the deck reset, so if anyone's using the card flipper, we're back on. So consider that we had a Wheel of Fortune in there. And I go on to Tasha. Did you get away, Mike, or not?
No, I failed the roll. So I developed the vulnerability to smell.
And you're not ignoring veins either. And Tasha, how about a 2 for you?
Hey, I did see that too.
A 2.
So the card flipper's working for me now.
Manage in long strides, neither bothered nor hampered by constructive outerwear. Success ignored veins while taking actions on evasion, but fail and shamelessly call for help. All party profiteers and paladins had method skirmish or pitched, now take evasion. Regardless, lose accoutrement fur-trimmed cloak. I already lost that. Difficulty 10, advantage instrument, tartan, kilt. I don't have that. If I...
We're going to change that right now because in the next draft that it rolls, it'll be that way. The tartan kilt is in the party, so anyone may gain the advantage from the tartan kilt. So you get 3 dice for a 10.
And I get it. So,
and you're out of the battle. No, it's ignoring banes. You're not out of the battle. And we move over to Greg Morrison. Greg, you got yourself an 8 bane.
Ignoring banes is a huge advantage on this table.
Apparently.
All right. Suffer uncertainty and insecurity. Question your fidelity, belief that good triumphs over evil, fail and lose swaggering if none suffer vicious. Regardless, lose half your remaining make roll. Difficulty 10, advantage, instrument 24, voodoo doll.
It is in the party, so 3 dice, please.
3 dice of a 10. Oh. There we go.
And now I'm thinking it's too easy for Tony. No, here comes your card, Tony. How about a knight? It's another bane.
Correct.
Yet another bane. Tunnel vision. I already had this one. Fail, and next player to act in evasion becomes pinned. That means you and not. Okay, regardless, character develops a vulnerability facing demons that insult sight, which I already have. Does that mean that toggles off?
No.
Oh, darn. Okay.
That's interesting, though. Toggle your invulnerability to sight, toggle it on and off. It is an interesting thing. But no, people would push themselves into evasion or into skirmish simply to get rid of things they have.
Well, and then they would take vicious, so it would be ugly. Difficulty 8, advantage attack paladin. I'm still not a paladin, but let's see if I can roll an 8 and not hurt Rusty. There you go. Rusty's okay.
Thanks.
Rusty, over to you. Here comes your card. How about a Justice Bane? A toggle accoutrement 8. No, it's I toggle 28. Rusty, you picked up the cocaine powder.
Oh, boy.
And 4 of coins, Rusty. 4. You can get away. Possibly.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, so let's see. Contort for necessary leverage or perspective or balance in an awkward stance / hurdle. Success to fully escape. Later return to combat at ref's discretion, but fail and pinned. Ignore advantage until success or failure roll is obtained. Regardless, gain instrument 39. Okay.
Tincture Mercury.
The Mercury. All right. Let's see here. D2. Okay. And so I have advantage. Difficulty 12. Advantage. Lithe. Profiteer. No. Difficulty 12. Oh, jeez. Okay, let's see. What happens if I fail? I'm pinned, right?
Mm-hmm.
A miserable table. All right, I'm going to make roll it. Get on this
Rustiest may roll
table.
if you get past it. Make sure you mark your tincture of mercury. You should also look up your parcel from Ceylon, your cocaine powder, your tartan kilt, all those other things you have, because you can add die roll modifiers with all of those. I go over to Rusty is fully escaped from the battle as well. Yeah. I go to Laura. Laura, you're still in the battle. How about a knight?
No, Laura has escaped.
Mike, how about a knight?
Not a Bane. I'll take it. Croon a clarion call to righteous victory, or sing the French Trapper song from Cannibal the Musical. Yeah, I've been waiting to drop that one, Natasha. Success to fully escape. Later return to combat at Ref's discretion. Regardless, gain the Fury Pip. And since I'm not shaken, I will take that Fury Pip.
Let's see.
8, advantage, observer, pragmatist, profiteers, camaraderie A. I do not have camaraderie A, so I think I can roll an 8.
8, you pick it up, and you escape the battle. Oh, now we're starting to get out of it. Tasha, you're still in the battle, correct?
I am.
How about a
7?
Banes? A 7 for you.
Leave a false sign to misdirect pursuit. Keep all guessing on your chaotic venture. Success and ignore Banes again while taking actions on evasion. Currently ignoring Banes treats failure as a vicious wound. Regardless who's accoutrement, silk chip. I don't have that. Difficulty 12, advantage any swagger. Do I have an O swagger? I do. I have a. So I'm rolling 12.
3 dice for a 12. Are you actually ignoring Banes?
I am ignoring Banes.
So this will be for a vicious wound if you should fail it. 3 dice for a 12.
Darn, I got it. 3 dice for a 12.
Okay. Greg Morrison is still in battle, I believe. Greg, you got the fool. You got the fool card. The fool card says you're going to toggle accoutrement 20. You've lost your purse of coins if you have one.
Okay.
And your actual card is a king, though, Greg.
But not a Bane.
Not a Bane.
Okay, so I've lost my purse of coins. All right, there we go. King, not a Bane. Propose a parley or a truce, a time to collect the wounded and reflect. The action is but a ruse. Success to fully escape. Later return to combat at ref's discretion. Difficulty 9. Advantage lawman's or paladin's diplomatic P. I have neither of those. I burned my last make roll and escape. Who else is still in battle?
I am.
Oh, that'd be me.
Is it worth a make roll? I mean, it looks like nothing bad happens if I fail.
That's up to you, Greg.
How many make rolls do you have, Greg?
I succeeded. Okay. It doesn't matter. I only have one left. That's why.
Greg, it's out. Here you go, Tony. You got yourself a knave bane.
Can you give me anything but a bane? Okay.
I cannot.
Apparently not. Espied by others. Lost on what next to do. Where to go. How to finish the struggle. Fail. And next player acts an evasion test. Hysteria. Regardless if your character is the scapegoat, I'm not, so okay. No, so difficulty 9, advantage, tact, profiteer. am I profiteer? I actually am a profiteer.
3 dice for a 9, or Tasha suffers hysteria.
I think it's the first time I've actually gotten 3 dice.
The advantage?
Yes. Woohoo, made it.
Tasha, yours is an ace of cups.
No bane.
No bane. Climb or hide, delay to obtain a course escape or success to fully escape. Later return to combat, regardless of your pains of taking advantage actions of evasion. Difficulty 8, advantage, instrument, kick, talc. Does anyone in the party have kick?
It is not in the party, so it's an 8 on 2 dice to get away.
Oh, add one.
Wow, that's a great roll right
Tony,
there.
how about a 10 bane?
Bane. Thank you. All right, 10 Bane says bind a sprained ankle.
Somebody has to keep Tasha
Fail.
company.
Yeah, apparently so.
No, you
Fail.
don't.
Swagger. Suffer vicious. Ooh, well, at least I do
I
have
fight
that.
alone.
Regardless of character, attack, profiteer. Okay. All party profiteers and paladins now take evasion. Wait a minute. We already are on evasion.
Yes,
but you read what it says there, even if they must return to battle. So if Tasha had gotten out, you would have sucked her back in.
Gotcha. Okay.
Do you have the bandana, Tony?
I do not have a bandana.
7 on 2 dice, please.
No. Okay, 7 on 2 dice. There you go.
Now,
And
Mike,
I'm very glad I'm a pragmatist and not a profiteer or a paladin.
Mike, I'll ask you a question. How would advantage Bell have worked in that? I'll give you time to think of that. Give me here, Tasha. Here comes your king.
Here comes my king.
Advantage Bell works on evasion by being one of the things where you make a noise to distract.
You
throw
stand up and start ringing a bell so even your own party shoots you?
I thought Advantage Bell was being a peculiar girl in a mountain town.
Draw attention to yourself.
A parley or a truce, a time to collect the wounded and reflect the action, but a ruse. Successfully escape later, blah blah. Difficulty 9, advantage lawman or paladins, diplomatic. I don't believe I'm diplomatic right now, but
9, you escape and pick up diplomatic.
Let me just make sure I'm not diplomatic. I am not diplomatic ever. Bang. I'm certainly not diplomatic.
Tony, here comes your card. It is the Star Bane. The Star Bane is toggle instrument 36. We've lost the canine companion because of that.
Oh, no! Bucephalus! Scoob!
And the devil, Tony. The devil says that you will toggle accoutrement 14. If you have a trusty rapier, you've lost it, Tony.
I do not, so I guess I'm now carrying a trusty rapier.
Yes. If this event takes place in the Forest Primeval, it does. The scapegoat character is separated from the group and returns only in later play. The selecting player's character obtains doubts for the missing member. So Tony is back with doubts.
He disappeared. I just don't trust him.
Yeah, I just don't trust him. He came back, so it's Tasha and Tony have doubt. Here comes your card, Tony. How about a 5? Possibly get away.
Wow. I don't know what to do. It's not a bane. 5 tells me mop up a mess of your own accidentally spilled blood. Yeah, of course. Success to fully escape. Later return to combat at rest discretion. No chance. But failed in test hysteria. Regardless, gain instrument 25, Scrimshaw Whale's Tooth.
And you may mark it.
Okay. 25, Scrimshaw's Whale Tooth, which gives me, hey, that's Mystic Fortune. Okay, cool. If it was held by another person, okay. No trade backs. Difficulty 11, advantage accoutrement, silk kerchief. I do not have a silk kerchief. So it's an 11 on 2 dice. And I can escape. You know what? I'm just going to make that roll. There you go. I've had it enough of this table.
And we're going to go to Tasha. You might want to change those digits to a dark color as well, Tony. And
no, it's a success, so it's perfect.
Here you go, Tasha. Here comes your card. How about the Tower Destruction, Bane?
At least Tasha ignores Banes.
This is true.
Yes, she does then. We're going to toggle accoutrement 15, your keen knife. Did you get it back?
My keen knife, I do get it back. I get it back now?
You get it? Yeah, sure. It's if you don't have a keen knife, you pick it up right now.
Yes.
Now, here's a question.
Yes.
The scapegoat disappeared with the last card. So, continuing on with the Tower of Destruction, player, okay, Tasha, do you have doubt?
I do have doubt.
So, read the rest of that then. It's your card.
Second player has doubt, must make a choice. Either lashes out and injures the scapegoat for vicious, or prey on the matter and exonerate friend. I thought I did that before. See, I thought I preyed on and exonerated.
Keep going. If you have doubt or the party lacks a scapegoat, you are now the scapegoat.
Right. I know.
Okay.
But since I didn't get rid of my doubt, apparently, I'm going to prey on doubt to remove my doubt.
Yeah, I'm not sure where I lost track of this as well. We forgot to remove that after we went to the stereo roll before.
We did. I don't have doubt.
Okay, you don't have doubt. If he has no doubt and the party lacks a scapegoat, no, the party does have a scapegoat.
But the scapegoat just went missing.
No, Mike, that's not what that means. It means what happened with Tony was that he lost sight of you, and when he turned around, you're there again. He said, "Oh my God, the guy must be a demon." That's why Tony has doubt, not the fact that we've lost the scapegoat by a random card flip in the middle of a Q&D. So if he has no doubt, the party lacks a scapegoat, he would cast Aspersion, and then they make a new scapegoat. So if this case is just he doesn't have doubt. So selecting player character has doubt, he must make a choice. No. And if he has no doubt, the party lacks a scapegoat, he has done something that casts aspersions, the character becomes the new scapegoat. Tasha is the new scapegoat.
Okay. I am. And while we're still on this, the card that semi-removed me from play, scapegoat is separated from group and returns later to play. Are you going to return me after this battle, or should I just really quickly make another character?
No, it's momentary. It's momentarily. Okay. It would be the fact that if we're on an invasion table, you could say, I'll take that as my evasion. I'd say, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Or I could continue on separately on an invasion table where it's just you rolling for your own numbers, but that's too much work for me. I'm back to Tony to try to get this whole thing squared away. No, Tasha's the only one in battle.
Just me.
Empress for Tasha. She's ignoring Banes.
I still ignoring Banes. All right, toggle accoutrement 3. Which is silk kerchief. All right.
And
magically have a silk kerchief.
6 for you on evasion to possibly get away.
All right. Outrun a motivational bullet with your name since the enemy or others seem to have potent ranged ability. Hurl to a power dart, belch, or heave filth. Oh, they're French knights. Successfully escape. Later to return at ref's discretion. Difficulty 8. Advantage practice results raw speed. I'm gonna go for it. Here we go.
8 on 2 dice.
Done.
8, and this battle is finally over. Wow! But you did pick up some instruments from all that. You did lose a lot of accoutrement from all that, and the scapegoat changed persons. And as we continue up the river, we're going to have two rolls of the scapegoat here for tribulations. The first is a king tribulation.
That battle should be pulsing action, risk taking.
Pulsing action would work for me.
There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 ignobles so far. Okay.
6 ignobles. That king is threaten or inspire all to come together. Command action to keep from adding doubt. What is your command action roll, Tasha?
My command action roll right now is
we're doubting the leader.
Difficult on a paladin.
Difficult on a paladin, so I'm looking at a 7.
7 on 2 dice, or somebody else adds doubt.
Got it.
Okay, no more added doubt, and just Tony has doubt, Tasha has doubt. The only 2 that has doubt, and the scapegoat.
I don't have doubt. I'm the scapegoat.
That's right, and Tasha is the scapegoat. Tony's the only one that's still doubting the party.
Can't trust any of you.
Can't trust any of you is right.
I feel like that sometimes.
And the second card for tribulations is a queen. The queen says bond by relating an event. A bond by relating an event of your past. Persuasion to keep from adding more doubt. Persuasion roll, Tasha.
Persuasion for me is tasking. Tasking is a 9.
Tasking of a 9. 2 dice.
I did not get it, so.
And we added doubt. Go ahead and tell somebody who has doubt now in you, Tasha.
Who has doubted me? I would probably say Rusty.
Okay,
Rusty's
Tony and Rusty now have doubt in the party.
I also have doubt in the party.
Mike, when I realized I was cheating you, I just started crossing off the people who had doubt, and you were one of the people I crossed off.
Oh, okay, I'll cross that off.
Tony and Rusty are the only two that have doubt in the party, for what it's worth. And continuing up the river, because it seems to be the modus, the method that we're doing now. And you have reached the end of the river, and you've reached the Sioux. Looking at my notes. The Sioux are neutral. Do the players wish to ambush and take a hostage to reconnoiter, or do they wish to boldly come into the tribe's midst? Tasha, you want to ambush and take a hostage, or do you wish to?
No, I don't ambush. I'm paladin. Boldly go.
Boldly go on in. Okay, so you avoided the combat. Have you met the Shoshone yet? No, you have not met the Shoshone yet. So, met before the Shoshone. You meet the chieftain. He says that they recently chased out a medicine man by the name of Hom Scherf. Do you remember the one name I already gave you, Tasha, or not? I don't recall. Which, if it was Hom Scherf, it might be Hom Scherf.
I don't remember.
He wore a helmet of a deer head, antlers and all. We caught him murdering Blackfoot children and drinking their blood. We may hate the Blackfoot, but we know that was unnatural. He headed west, but he fatigues greatly when he travels far from the rivers. Another man will say that Hom Scherf, or is it Homer? Hom Scherf will be found at the river's end in the west. So it's going to be at the end of the Missouri River. And another man, even more, will say that Hom Scherf will vanish in one place and he can reappear in another. And then even another man says that Hom Scherf did not steal the children of the Blackfoot. He was aided by another tribe of unknown origin. So you got a lot of information there. One guy says that he has to stay by the rivers. One guy says he can teleport. One guy says that the Blackfoot were not the ones that were helping him steal children. It was another tribe. And from there, you basically need to go all the way down the river. And when you go all the way down the river, you're going to end up at the you still don't know what's on the other end of the Illinois River, and you get to the Missouri, and I'll give you a choice at that point, Tasha. Do you want to head up the Missouri River, or did you want to, for those technically minded, to actually move the little boat to the Blue Fork? Did you want to suffer the 2 tribulations to go up that river, or did you want to take the fork of the Ohio River or the Red River? Or the Illinois?
Let's go down the Ohio.
Okay, we're going to go down the Ohio River. She's saying, now that your tribulations are not Mike's, I think we're going to probably avoid a few of them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but they're all going to have tribulations.
Yeah.
All right, we're at the Tennessee
get
River.
More of them.
Let's take a look at the Tennessee River. The Tennessee River.
No tribulations, just trials.
Junction of the Tennessee and the Ohio River. You find a tribe massacred. The survivors are mesmerized and chanting. They are trying to summon the demon Fae. Their efforts are failing because they don't know all the names currently used by the demons. There are 3 total. Because better to just put these idiots out of their misery with full-blown battle. Target number of party divided by 3 plus 1. So target number of 3, we'll call it. Target number 3, full-blown battle. Full-blown battle always starts at skirmish, and from there it goes to pitched. You can only kill one of the target numbers in skirmish. The other 2 have to be killed in pitched. And the first card, I left off with Tasha. I'm going to start with Greg Morrison. Greg, you started with an 8 Bane in skirmish.
Before we begin, how many clue points do we have?
2.
Do we have an option to do a day of rest as a flashback to prep, or should we just skip that?
You can if you wish. It's up to Tasha.
Yes, let's do a day of rest.
Okay, so it would be Greg Morrison. We'll take the card for day of rest and make a plan. And here comes your plan, Greg. It was 8 of rods, Bane.
8 of rods, Bane. All right. Mumble to yourself. Pointed objects you array in a pattern as all scratch heads and shrug. Fail and you start on evasion and become the scapegoat for shunning your own plan. Regardless, gain catbird seat, difficulty 9. Advantage, instrument 22, Irishman's rabbit foot. Do we have the Irish rabbit
Yes,
foot?
we do.
Somebody does. All right. 3 dice and a 9. 8.
3 dice of 9 is a miss. You're going to pick up this catbird seat after this, Greg, but you are in evasion, and you are now the scapegoat.
All right.
So, Tasha, you made the right choice by flipping day of rest, as far as you're concerned, right?
Indeed.
And I go over to Tony. Tony, here comes your first card on skirmish. How about a 6 Bane?
Of course, it's another Bane. Thank you. We're on skirmish, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Volley fire to maximum effect, despite slow reload and limited range. Fail, and next player to act loses all his remaining make rolls. Ooh. Red, you don't want to step in? If he has none to lose, the entire party will lose all make rolls. If no make rolls remain in the group, failure here means your death. Okay, Jeopardy, Fluke facing Demon Werewolf. Nope. Advantage 11, difficulty 11, advantage accoutrement 17, blunderbuss. I do not have the blunderbuss. I don't want Rusty to lose any remaining make rolls. So, this is ugly. Let's do this. There we go. I've succeeded.
Okay, you have succeeded on the
Thanks,
with
Tony.
the make roll.
Yep.
And Rusty doesn't lose any. And Rusty, you're still in skirmish. I go over to you. Here comes your card for skirmish. How about the High Priestess card? The High Priestess card will tell me that you're going to toggle the accoutrement 2, the rose-colored spectacles.
Another one lost. How pleasant.
Let's try that again. There we go.
Somebody just took my...
It's not inverted mic, but it's and then your actual card in skirmish is the Sun card. Rusty, let's see what the Sun card is. Usually a good card. The Sun card says, gain any accoutrement of your choice and restore your health to no wounds. Optionally, player may instead elect to remove his own condition of suspect and stop being the scapegoat. He has redeemed himself in the eyes of others. Rusty, you are not the scapegoat, but you may gain any accoutrement and take away any wounds you have. Which accoutrement did you want back, Rusty?
Well, that wouldn't count the, demon insult of touch, right?
That does not eliminate a demon insult of touch.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take the blunderbuss.
You take the blunderbuss back. Okay, here comes your actual card in skirmish. It is an Ace Bane.
Of course it's a Bane. We love Banes. All right.
It's in the chat.
Oh, let's say, okay. It says, gaze in wide wonder as the enemy walks blindly, calmly into your ambush.
Well,
Success to reduce target number. This is a Bane?
Sure is.
Optionally, upon success, move to pitched. Okay. But fail and test hysteria.
There's where the Bane comes in.
Regardless, gain Q point.
Okay, we're back to 2 clue points.
2 clue points. So it says success to reduce target. Now, optionally, upon success, move to pitch. So why would I not want to move to pitched?
Well, because some battles you can eliminate more of the target number in skirmish. It all depends on, how much you're wargaming this and deciding, well, I got 7 of the 32 advantages in skirmish. I only have 3 of the advantages in pitched. But you want to move to pitch, right?
I do, and I actually made the roll.
Pitched, and you also have and you avoided hysteria. I go over to Laura. Laura, here comes your...
And I also killed somebody, didn't I? Let's see.
No, that would be optionally, upon success, move to pitch. It would replace the success. That's a little bit confusing.
Success to reduce target number. So you're saying optional takes away the success to remove the...
No,
so
I'll go ahead and say that. Yeah, I'll double check that the text doesn't have anything that would really contradict itself. But really what it is supposed to be, it's either or.
Either or, okay, I understand.
So Laura, you got yourself a 7.
It's a bane, though, Laura.
Rally to me, Sons of Liberty. Fail, and next player to act takes action on Overwhelm.
Sons of Liberty in 1705?
Jeopardy Fluke.
They were revolting ever since the 1600s.
Difficulty 7. I can't read the advantage.
A garish hat.
Ooh, I do not have that.
Well, then what are you waving? How can we rally you if you're not waving anything?
I got a silk kerchief. I'm probably waving that.
Okay, so go ahead. Well, I guess this would be one where if Mike had his bell. Make a roll of 7, Laura. And Laura did not make a roll of 7. I go over to Mike. Mike, here comes your card. Okay. Mike, you're on Overwhelm. Here's a king on Overwhelm, Mike.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and use my Blessed Missionary Oil, which gives me Mystic Fortune, which means I'm going to take double rolls for the rest of this battle.
This was the first act you're making in the battle?
Correct.
Go ahead.
Sure. Okay, so that was a king, and it's not a inverted. Offset and swing with eyes tightly closed. Success to recover to a combat method of your choice, regardless of character's attack. Zealot, I am not. Difficulty 12. Advantage Pragmatist or Zealot incapacitating blow G. I do not have incapacitating blow G. I need to roll a 12, but no, it's not this battle. I've got the Fury Pit.
2 dice for 12 to recover.
I get to roll twice because I used my missionary.
You do.
Too bad I still failed to roll, but,
Mike is still rolling twice, and those are pretty low rolls. Tasha, how about a 9 on skirmish? Bane.
How about it? Oh.
Just takes the wind out of you, doesn't when you hear it's a bane.
It does. Fred, and oddly obsessed about the cost of shot, the losses to men, materials, and morale. Fail and take the next action on Overwhelm. Flare if your character is tacked Profiteer or Paladin. All other players of those tacked still in skirmish roll immediately the same event for results. Jeopardy, Fluke, facing Demon Vampire, or not. So it's a 7. If I what's the flare?
You do not want it to go. You do not want to go to Overwhelm. So let's first roll 2 dice, a 7 or better, and you're not in Overwhelm.
I'm in Overwhelm.
Okay,
So
you're in Overwhelm. Now, Tony is a Profiteer. Tony, you also have to make the same roll immediately. So give me a roll of a 7, but it's 3 dice for being a Profiteer.
Okay. I've succeeded.
And you've succeeded. Now, here's the interesting thing. That Jeopardy Fluke, would I award a vicious wound for because if it was a vampire for every person that rolled, or is it only the first card that's flipped? That's I'll leave that vague and let a very mean ref there kill half the party with them having to roll and re-roll. Okay, so Tony stayed in battle. But Tasha went to Overwhelm. I get 2 in Overwhelm. Greg, you have a world card in skirmish. The world card says you're going to toggle instrument 39, the Tincture of Mercury. Rusty, you are just so unlucky with this stuff.
Yeah.
I took it off, Rusty. And
it avoids a vicious, and it automatically occurs, Greg.
Well,
in other words, as soon as you're in a battle, if anybody gets a vicious, it automatically gets the tincture of mercury automatically gets used. You don't have a choice.
Okay, well, it's gone now, so.
No, it's not
6 for
gone.
you.
It's just you. You got it, right?
I
No,
got
it's
it.
toggle, Rusty.
Oh, it's toggle.
It's a,
Oh.
it's a 6, Rusty.
Fun. Okay, that sucks. Okay, so it's 6. Fire and slash. Success for tactics tip. Optionally, upon success, move to pitched. But fail and test hysteria. Regardless, gain instrument 24 voodoo doll, which I already have. So I'm the gold brick, in case anybody's wondering for the icons there. All right. If this was held by another person in the party, he loses the object to me. I lost it to myself. No trade backs action. Fluke instrument 40. Narcotic analgesic reduces target number. Difficulty 9. Advantage. Observers or profiteers. Killer instinct N. Well, I'm not an observer or a profiteer.
Now,
so I need a 9.
Yes, you need a 9. The party has analgesic, but Greg does not have analgesic. Does that reduce the target number?
Action flute of analgesic reduces the target number. Yes, it becomes 2.
Does it get used?
You can still deliver 1 from skirmish and 1 from pitched.
Special ability.
Okay, so I need to roll a 9 or better. And I have the catbird seat. Is this an appropriate place to use it?
You have the catbird seat from before. Yes, you're going to automatically get the catbird seat this roll, so you need a 6. But wait a second, you're not in skirmish, you're evasion then, I remember.
Right, and evasion, yes.
Oh, well then, never mind. Sorry.
We need to get an evasion card up there.
There we go. Outrun a motivational bullet with your name. Since the enemy or other task seems to have potent ranged ability, hurled tool, firearm, dart, belcher, you failed to successfully escape. Later return to combat at rep's discretion. Fail and suffer vicious. Difficulty 8, advantage Q. Do we have... okay, so I need an 8, but I had the catbird.
You need a 5. 5 to get away.
Oh!
All right, so I'm going to go over to Tony. Tony, the target number is still 3, and you are not in pitched. How about a knight?
So you
where am I?
a vicious wound. Do you
You're
want to
in
use
skirmish.
Do you want to use a Tony?
Actually, I wanted to use.
That's a good question. I suffered a vicious. Is there a way to use? Should I use a toady for this?
It's up to you.
What do we have left for toadies?
We got one guy. We have friend, and we have the French scout Pierre, but we have George Berkeley. You can kill the Scottish inventor of immaterialism.
Kill the Scotsman.
Yeah, okay, we're killing the Scotsman.
George Berkeley will not go on to form immaterialism. The time travel options are already starting in this. Knight for Tony, then.
Okay. So since I was forced to roll before, can I actually use my Scrimshaw Whale's Tooth and gain a Mystic Fortune for 2 rolls for the whole battle?
Did you get that last go round, or did you? I thought you got that from the last action.
The last encounter.
Was it the last encounter or this battle?
No, it was not this battle. It was the last encounter.
If you wanted to activate that, you can either activate. Well, you should activate it before the battle. I'm even cutting Mike some slack. Before the first card is flipped, you guys should decide.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and activate it if you want.
Okay, then I will do so. You gain 2 rolls.
And you take it off, and you get double rolls. Here's your knight, Tony.
Okay, draw fire, commotion while others gain better advantage. Success to reduce target number. Optionally, upon success, move to pitched melee, but fail and pinned. Ignored advantage until success on a future roll is obtained. Regardless, lose accoutrement 02. Oh, I've lost my rose-colored spectacles.
Yeah, they must have cracked.
Cracked by ricochet. Difficulty 9, advantage any swagger A. Oh, I don't have any swagger A. However, it's a 9.
But you're rolling twice. Twice for a 9.
2 dice, 9. Oh, there we go.
There we
Okay,
go.
second time you made it. Now, you may reduce the target number. That's the one of the 3 we can do in skirmish, or you can go into pitch like Rusty.
I will reduce the target number.
Okay, target number is now 2, and you're still in skirmish. And we go on to Rusty. Rusty, here comes your card. How about a 4?
And it's a Bane. We love the Banes.
Rusty's in pitched.
I'm in pitch, and it's a Bane, 4. Okay, pause a half step and give way to a more aggressive ally. Fail and take next action on Overwhelm. Okay, and regardless, lose swaggering. If none, suffer a vicious. Action, fluke instrument. All right. 24. Voodoo doll reduces target number. So we do have a voodoo doll in the group. Does that mean we take one off the target number?
We do. Now, that voodoo doll, is that marked as Tony's voodoo doll? Because I thought Greg picked up the voodoo doll, or was that because of the wrong card being put up?
I think Greg is listed as having the voodoo doll, and I think he got it toggled or whatever.
Okay, whatever. So
yeah,
yes,
I have it. I still have it. Yeah.
The voodoo doll is in the party, so you can go ahead and reduce the target number by 1. It's a roll of a 12, Rusty, in order to avoid going to overwhelmed.
Okay, is there a problem with going to overwhelmed?
Yeah, it's like going to every flip should give you a wound table.
Oh, how pleasant. Okay, I'm going to try and roll a high number.
Okay. And Rusty does not go there. We got Laura. Laura, you're still with us, right? I saw a be right back for you before.
She's back.
And Laura, how about a chariot card for you? Laura, the chariot card says we're going to toggle accoutrement number 7. If you've got snuff box, you no longer have snuff box. Every character without doubt receives a make roll. That's nice.
Ooh.
However, if the scapegoat is the only one to gain this boon, he is instead immediately put to death.
Fortunately,
no, I have doubt, so I didn't get it.
Yeah,
So
you do not have
good.
doubt, Rusty. My character did not have doubt. Mike's character did not have doubt. The only person who does not have doubt, I thought, was, no, it's Tony and Rusty are the two with doubt.
No, I have
Yes.
doubt.
We doubt, yes.
Yeah, every character without doubt. So 2 people without doubt. Two people with doubt. So Laura picked up a make roll. Mike picked up a make roll. Greg Morrison picked up a make roll. And my character, if I was actually playing, would be picking up a make roll.
I don't have doubts. Do I get a make roll?
You do not have doubt. That is correct, Tasha. And you pick up a make roll. And the death card for Laura. Laura, the death card says, toggle accoutrement 12, the fur-lined coat. If this event takes place in the River Indus, it does not. So, and your next card, Emperor Bane. When it rains, it pours. Toggle instrument 24. Laura, the voodoo doll is gone.
Oh.
And if this event takes in Forest Primeval, it does. A random character receives a vicious wound if that victim lacks leather gloves. Here comes my die roll. It is 2. Laura, do you have leather gloves?
I do.
So you do not take vicious wound. Flipping your card. Ace of Rods, you finally get in skirmish, Laura.
But it's a Bane.
It's a Bane.
Of course it is. Gaze in wide wonder as the enemy walks blindly, calmly into your ambush. Success to reduce target number. Optionally, upon success, move to pitch melee. But fail and test hysteria. Regardless, gain clue point. Difficulty 7, advantage tact.
Observer.
Observer.
You're not in the river.
No. I'm a woman.
I got this one earlier.
I have not had much luck in making 7s. That one's not bad.
You're not in pitch melee, Laura. So it's going to be that you're going to go to pitched by doing this because you cannot reduce any more the skirmish, the target number from skirmish.
Well, I'll go ahead and just try and roll this.
On the other hand,
7. A 7 to no hysteria for you, and you're in pitch melee. I'm over to Mike on overwhelm, correct?
oh yeah, so much fun. Give it to me.
A temperance card first. That temperance card says
Toggle accoutrement 13.
if this takes place in the Slavic Europe, it does not take place in Slavic Europe. A 10, Mike, in overwhelm.
Yeah, let me mark off my silver flask of rum, which I apparently just drank really quickly, and it didn't help. at all. 10. Not a bane. Cool. Surprise even yourself, tisk smugly. Fail and suffer vicious. Regardless, continue on evasion. Action fluke instrument 40, narcotic analgesic, which the party does have, reduces target number.
This battle's going to be won after this.
However, the relic is consumed and vanished. So apparently I washed down the analgesic with my rum.
And the battle was won, but you wake up a day or two later and they tell you you're a hero from it. Give me a roll of a 12 to pick up that swaggering.
And I'm rolling twice.
And avoiding the vicious.
Oh, yeah. Fail and suffer. You know what? I just got one of these. Easy come, easy go. I trust in the will of the Lord. I'll just, take my incapacitating blow.
Very prudent of you.
And it is prudent of you, Mike, because since there was a roll of a 12, even trying to roll it twice is only about a 50-50 chance. All right, it's 8:51. We'll probably call it quits here, and then next week we'll play one more event of finishing off Lewis and Clark. It would probably work out really well. We'll probably, in 2.5 hours, we'll probably get the rest of this done. You'll meet the Cherokee, the Shoshone, a few other places, the Huron. There are a few more tribulations, about 12 left. The Greg Morrison, if he's here with us next week, he still is the scapegoat. And, other than that, I think we're okay for the evening. Any questions from anyone?
That last battle would be heroics?
How?
I heroically, incapacitatingly blowed, people out? Justice?
No, I don't think so, because wait a second. The way that battle was won was by some rummy overdosing on narcotics.
So
right? Sounds very heroically rummy.
Yeah,
I think what happened was that you had a Jim Jones moment. You guys all tried to commit suicide, and the cultists at the river went back to self-sacrificing and lighting themselves on fire. And then when you woke up, they had already killed themselves, and you said, "Wow, that was heroic."
So expanded horizons?
That maybe mayhem. Is mayhem one? No, that's in the comic book game.
No, heroics, justice, knowledge, expanded horizons, notoriety, risk-taking, and setback. I'll
give you knowledge on it, Mike, because you have knowledge of one of the names of the demon. You need 2 more in order to make it vulnerable.
And that gives us 7 ignobles. If we can check 2 next week, then we get to test that table.
I think you'll easily probably get 7 next week. And if anyone wants to, now you got a copy of the rules. If anyone wants to run their characters through the Life Goes On table and take the results from that, that's fine with me as well. Those tables can run hot and cold on you, but you may lock some of your swaggering as glorious. All right. Any other questions? Next week we'll continue and we'll try to kill the Fae in North America.
Sure. The only other comment I have is maybe, and you might want to just go ahead and do it on this divine weaponry